What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? Happy Friday, TGIF. Yet another Friday. What's going on, guys? How we doing? What's new? Yeah, feel free to come in, say hello, tell me what's up. Tell me what's going on this weekend.
How we doing out there? Happy
You guys
Friday,
can guess what I'll be doing.
TGIF.
More of this.
Yet another Friday.
What's
going on, guys?
Anyways,
How we doing?
let's just jump
What's
straight in,
new?
shall we?
Yeah, feel free
Yeah,
to
just
come
to
in,
follow up
say
yesterday,
hello, tell me
ran
what's
off and
up.
grabbed the banner for the Level Up Expo.
doing
Banner
out
looks
there?
fantastic.
You guys can guess what I'll be
Telling you, man, there's nothing better than
More this.
having a
Another
company
Friday.
that prints banners
What's going on, guys?
anyways,
How we
so cheap
Let's just jump
in
straight
town.
shall
Makes it
we?
so easy just to go pick it up,
Yeah, just
check
to
it
follow
out,
up
and go, yeah,
yesterday.
that's great.
Ran off and grabbed
Anyways,
dinner for the Level Up
Picking
Expo.
up where we
Banner looks
left off, let me,
fantastic.
yeah,
Telling you, man,
we'll go
there's
full screen
nothing
here.
better than having a company that prints banners.
So if you remember yesterday, let me do it the correct way. So first off, we have to go up here,
Check it out.
we're going to extract the bucket. Of course, we're cheating. I've already given myself the bucket with the oil, but in order for this to behave correctly, I need to sort of just kind of fall back, and there you go. I don't want to go to the trouble of actually filling the bucket with oil, so now we have like two items that would never be there at the same time. If that ever happens for real, then something broke. But not a big deal. So let's go ahead and then let's have an imaginary animation right here. He's pouring out the oil. There you go. And now when he pushes it, slides over into place. I'm going to clean up that grass, do that later.
That ever happens for
And then
real.
walks over,
But
and then climbs on the crate. Look at that. That's done. That's finished animation right there, I think. And then what I've done also is added the ability now of, there you go, walking off of the crate. I think what I want, oh yeah. So let me come back around and there you go. Now we can climb back on the crate again.
Finished animation right there, I think.
And yeah, this is a bit of a glitch.
And then what I've done also is
I think what's happening here is the fact that it's
walking off of the crate.
it's not letting go of the crate contact,
So let me
and that'll go away once we start using the game, because right now I'm just being lazy and I'm using the gameplay. Actually, let's
I think
do
what's
that.
happening here is
Why
the fact
don't
that
we?
it's walking off of the crate. It's not letting
That's
go of
yeah.
the crate contact.
That's a smart idea. So rather than trying to fight the fact that it glitches, let's make it not glitch by substituting the the cutscene version of Will.
Why don't we?
And you know, when we're actually playing the cutscene. I was gonna do this later because I mean we still have no animation for all this, but might as well do it the legit way, and that will fix some of the glitches that we're seeing there. Because we should not be animating the gameplay version of Will, especially not in a cutscene,
And you know when we're actually
because that breaks stuff, as we're just showing. So let's do
animation for all this, but might as well
climb on crate. So then what we'll do here is player.
Because we should not be animating gameplay version of Will, especially not in a cutscene.
All right, so let's go into our cutscene and make sure that we're grabbing the right thing here.
Let's do
Climb on crate, and then
on crate. So then what we'll do here is
let's see.
because we should not be animating gameplay version of Will.
And okay, so then.
So let's go into our cutscene and make sure. That
Oh wait, we don't have to do that, do we? No, because that's already baked in.
on crate.
What am I thinking? So what we do then is we take. Let's see. What is that? Yeah.
Okay, so then
We'll say
oh wait, we don't have to do
set
that, do we?
active to
No,
false.
because that's already baked in.
So we're gonna turn the gameplay version of Will off,
So what we do then is we take,
and cutscene.
so then
It's a player cutscene.
say,
There you go.
oh wait, we don't have to do
And
set
we'll
active to false.
set active to
So
true.
we're gonna turn the gameplay version of Will
There you
off.
go. And now
And
we'll just swap this out like so, and then oops,
it's a player cutscene.
wrong
There
thing.
you go.
There.
And
So
we'll
now we're messing
set
with
active to true.
the actual
Gameplay version
cutscene version of Will,
off.
and that should
now-
make it
we'll just
behave.
Swap this out.
Excuse me. This is kind of redundant now. This is turning off the cutscene animation wait
now we're
for the
messing
player, but
with
because we're not using a player,
the
I'm going to remove that.
actual
I need to
cutscene
get rid of
version of Will,
those
and
in
that
any
should
scenes anyways
make it
because
behave.
we're finally switching over to having the proper
this is kind of
gameplay
redundant now.
version of Will and the cutscene
This
version of
is
Will.
turning off the
Alright,
cutscene
so
animation
then
wait for
after
player, but
complete,
we're not using player. I'm gonna remove that.
then we switch back.
I need to get rid of those in any scenes, anyways, because we're finally switching over to having the proper
So this will go true.
gameplay version of Will
And
and the
this
cutscene.
will
Turning
switch
the,
off to false.
cutscene,
And
animation wait
oh, we do
for
need a
player, but
position.
we're not using player. I'm gonna remove that.
Then we switch back.
I need to get rid
Hmm.
of those in any scenes, anyways, because we're finally
Okay,
switching
now
over
he
to
is. Uh-oh.
the proper
So this will go true.
gameplay version
Not
of
sure
Will
how
and
it's
the
going to
cutscene.
affect things.
Turning off
Because he's going to be disabled when we do this.
animation wait.
Oh, we do need a position. I guess I could do it this way after he's already turned back on. And maybe that'll make the collision correctly occur for the trigger. Hopefully that'll be the case. Because we've moved the cutscene version, we need the gameplay version to snap into that same position.
I guess I could do it this way after he's already
Just to
turned
make sure
back
there's
on,
no headaches.
and
we'll
maybe that'll
disable
make the
The
collision
cutscene version of
correctly
Will
occur
first.
for the trigger. Hopefully
Okay.
that'll be the case.
And we'll do the reverse for
Because we've
climb down.
moved the cutscene version, we need the gameplay version to snap into that same position.
Let's
After
see.
he's already
Just to
turned
make sure
back
there's
on,
no
Oh,
headaches. And we're doing that as
we'll
a,
disable
that's the trigger.
cutscene version of
So
Will
create
first.
climb down is I put these little collider boxes
Okay.
that when you make contact with
And
it,
we'll
then
do
it
the
just
reverse for
goes
climb
and
down.
fires
Cutscene
off.
version, we need the gameplay version to snap
Climb off this one. There we go.
Let's see. Just to make sure there's no
Oh,
headaches.
and we're doing that as
We'll
a,
disable
that's the trigger. Just kind of
So
pull for
create
that.
climb down
not?
is I put these little
Set active
collider
false.
boxes that when you make contact with it, then it just goes and fires off.
And then
Climb off this one.
player
There we go.
cutscenes. Set active to
and we're
true.
doing that as that's the trigger.
Just kind of
So
pull for
create
that. That's
climb
good.
down
Why not?
is I put these little
Set active
collider
false.
boxes that when you make contact with it, then it just goes and fires off.
And then that's
climb off
good.
this
And then now we're messing with him. Set active to true. Wait for 2 seconds, and then we'll switch this back. That's good. Like so. That's good. And then now we're messing with him. Cutscene version goes away.
and then
Gameplay
we'll switch
version
this back.
comes on.
That's good.
And let's set him in the right spot. Like so. That's good. There. And then once again, we can nuke that because that's
Cutscene
old. We
version
don't care about
goes
him.
away.
That goes
Gameplay
away.
version comes on.
Okay.
And let's
So
set
that
him
should
in
get
the
us a long
spot.
way of taking care of some of those glitches we were seeing a second ago. There. And then once again, we can nuke that because that's old. We don't care about him. That goes so we're getting close to the point
Okay.
where I'm going to stop down on adding new
So
content and then
that
start shifting
should
over
get us a
to
long
adding
way of
animation.
taking care of some of those
So
glitches
instead of
we
him
were
just
seeing a
standing there in
second
the
ago.
cutscenes, he'll actually move.
And then once again, we
Right.
can nuke that because that's old. We don't care about
So
him.
first things first, let's travel over here.
Getting close to the point
Okay.
where I'm going to stop
Oops.
down on adding new
So
content
grab
and
the
then
bucket.
start shifting over
Get us
to
a long
adding
way of
animation.
taking care of some of those
So instead of him just
glitches
standing
we
there
were
in the
seeing a
cutscenes,
second ago.
he'll
Good.
actually move.
Use the oil. Push the crate.
So first things first, let's travel over here.
All right, now the question mark. Is this going to behave?
Let's
grab
the
bucket.
bucket.
Uh-oh. The canine alarm system's going off.
So instead of him just standing there in
Right.
the cutscenes,
We're
he'll
good.
actually move.
Use the oil. Push the crate. Oh shoot. Okay, it didn't.
First
Did we?
things first, let's travel over here.
That's weird.
Right, now the question mark. Is this going to behave? Let's grab the bucket.
Uh-oh. Oops.
The canine alarm system's going
Okay,
off.
well that's glitchy. He can walk up in the air.
Push the crate.
Oh shoot. Okay, it didn't. Did we? Yeah.
That's
Probably
weird.
just an
Now-
Amazon delivery. All right, Penny, it's okay. Call off. Call off the alarm system.
Glitchy.
You like that? Remote alarm deactivation.
He can
I like
walk up
that.
in the
That's
air.
a nice feature.
Oh shoot. Okay, it didn't.
All right. So why did
Probably just
we?
an Amazon
It
delivery.
said climb down now.
Penny, it's okay.
Right. Call off. Call off the alarm system.
Glitchy.
You like that? Remote alarm deactivation.
He can
I like
walk up
that.
in the
That's
air.
a nice feature. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was playing in the background. Oof. Sorry about that. That was a. Oh, that was 10 minutes worth of delayed me. Sorry. let's mute both of these. There we go. Not sure which one was doing that, but okay. So professional. So amazingly professional. The worst delayed echo of all time. Alright. Okay, so let's find out why. What did we do wrong here? Player off. Player cutscenes. Player cutscenes. Yes. Climb off trigger set false, so he moves down. And then we turn it back on. So it should be triggering it. Let's do this. Add a nice little debug here. Oh no. Once again, as always, can never type. Speaking of, climb down. Got there eventually? Okay. Let's go through this routine again. No, we want the bucket. Use the oil. Push the crate. Alright. Climb on the crate. Oh, I know, because we did that wrong. When he climbs up, we're turning on the collider. Let's see, where are we doing that? Yeah, let's do that afterwards. Worst case, we'll do it like a frame later, if we have to. Let's see. Hopefully now that it's moving first, so even though it's happening in the same frame, hopefully that won't trigger. We'll see. Ivy, welcome back. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? I'm just running through the steps here, trying to track down one little glitch. Happy Friday, by the way. Alright, climbs up. Nope, that's still not going to work. Okay, so we need to delay turning on the colliders by a frame, which is fine. So we'll say turn on. Oh, let's make this a void. I'm doing well, thank you. Doing just fine. Thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah, my weekend will consist of pretty much what you see here. Let's see. Okay, so turn on. What are we gonna call this? Turn on the crate trigger. Close enough. And then, you know what, let's do it this way. Let's actually make it as an enumerator so I can avoid using invokes, because invokes can haunt you sometimes, especially if you try and use skip. They'll actually trigger even though they've been shut down sometimes, which I hate. So, coroutines, on the other hand, if the function goes away, the coroutine disappears, which is good because it's predictable. So, we'll say start coroutine. Turn on crate trigger. Add little brackets like that, and then we will make this yield return common. Shoot, I don't have that. What is it? Nope, 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 nope. Interaction system. No. Let me just find this. Find it this way. Common. No. Let me scroll down here to let's see, it's yield. Yield. I'm thinking. No, it is common, so there it is. That's what I was looking for. It's Odin Inspector, I think. Ooh, where is it? Nope. Climb off crate. Okay, I lost my place here. Oh, it's climb on crate. Ah, duh. Don't you hate that when the brain just kind of shuts down for a moment? So it's not the Odin Inspector. So then who is that? Let me go back. One sec. Common tools. Nope. There it is. That's a rich package. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's what. Okay, so I had that, but I didn't have that one. So really, okay. That's what I was doing wrong. So I think that's redundant. I don't need that. I was just using the instruction wrong. That would make sense. So wait. Oh, come on. Really? Now you're driving me nuts. You don't like it the other way. Yield instruction. Is that what I want? I just include that up there. Yes. Okay. Didn't do this too long ago, but I've already forgotten the proper way of adding it, so now we're good. Common. Alright, now you're just being annoying. Right. So this is rich package yields instructions. Ugh. Wait, what happened to I lost it. Get at it this way. How did I close it? I just didn't want to display it, I guess. So let's try this one more time. There we go. So much effort just to do this one thing. The nice thing about doing this is normally you use yield return new, wait for fixed frame update or something like that. But in doing so, you're producing garbage, and then you end up having garbage collection, and you get the frame hits. So this avoids that, which is nice. Like that. Oh, and I don't need the brackets, just need that. Then we trigger it. So by waiting one frame update, that should be enough that it doesn't climb up and immediately climb back down. So let me go through this rigmarole yet again. Pick up the bucket. Blah, blah. No, it's actually kind of fun. I mean, I described making a video game as like the world's slowest adventure game. You know, because it's like you're trying to solve puzzles, you know, and a lot of the puzzles are self-inflicted. But it's just there's so much code, and I'm not a coder. I'm still doing it.
Okay, let's try this. Instead of fixed update, we'll say wait for a second. There. Unless I've already got it turned on to begin with, that might explain it, if that's the case. It's still compiling. Yep. Hey! I'm Breenana, as followed on Twitch. Breenana, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, appreciate that. Haven't had a Twitch follow in a while, but that's awesome. Actually, I'm gonna fix that. The alert box is the bottom. Let me move that up so it's on the top, because we heard the notification, we didn't see the little character on the screen. So yeah, it looks like you're part of the game already. Exactly. You know, I'm just building the railroad tracks before you guys drive the train down there. Okay, so let me double check that the crate, I don't have the down here. No, it's not on. Okay, good. So that was not the issue. So by delaying it 1 second, let's see if that resolves it. And if that's good, then we'll figure out how soon it takes. I can. Oops. I'm trying to merge the bucket with the bucket. And no, of course I can't reach it. I need to use the grip. There you go. Talking and not thinking. Okay. I think I want to lower those mountains. I want to lower that line there. Interesting. So it's not moving. Okay, so maybe I do need to. That's it. Okay, so I'm barking up the wrong tree. This had nothing to do with the triggers getting done later. It has the fact that the gameplay version of Will, you fixed the hair in the new title picture. Yeah, we got the little updated graphics. Yeah, a little prettier. Trinix, how's it going? Breenana, yeah, once again, hello, and thank you again for the follow. Greatly appreciate that. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So I guess what I need to do is, this is probably going to introduce the glitches again, but I need to do it this way. I need to move him in a place as soon as I turn him off, so then when he turns on, he won't trigger the trigger. So in theory, I should be able to bring this back up here, like so, like that. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, Norman would appreciate it, right? Although he'd probably not even have a train, he'd probably just have his donkey pulling the cart for him the whole time anyways. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see. So the gist of what I'm doing right now is the fact there's two different versions of Will. There's one where the player controls, like here, like Will, run in circles, like that. And one that's used just for the cutscenes, that's stripped of all the inputs, and just it's a lot cleaner. Very true, right? All right, so what I'm trying to do is also make sure that things like the colliders get triggered correctly in the right order. Oops. Let me put the oil down. Once again, animation is missing in all these scenes. This is new content. We will put the animation in here once we know that the gameplay is behaving, which we're getting there. All right, so here we go, question mark. And it's still triggering. Okay, so let's try this a different way. Let's, just for the fun of it, I'm going to manually trigger that. So that, don't even bother reading it. That the crate that is here right now is just something I found as a temp placeholder in the Unity asset store. Unity, by the way, is the game engine I use, and they have this amazingly well-filled store, and I just found this as a free object. Ultimately, I'll probably replace it. I'm thinking maybe like even with the washer machine. because I just need something that's boxy, you know. But remember the old the machine where she just puts it in there and then presses the button and then magically it just comes out wrapped up in the little plastic containers, you know. But that's sort of a good size to place here. So yeah. So you know, kind of in the same way that the piles of debris here are once again the same thing, just free objects that I found as placeholders until I get yeah, you like that, huh? Okay. Oh, sweet. Trinex, thank you so much for the subscription. I wish that was real. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you just like put it in there and, you know, kind of the same way that you just say, here's what I want for dinner, you press the button and it just all kind of comes out, you know? Wait, I don't know, because it seems like Maureen was making dinner sometimes, but other times you just press the button and it just sort of like came out on the conveyor belt. That was a strange mix if you think about it, you know? I guess it's depending on if she was in the mood to actually cook or not. Or maybe she never did. I don't know. Maybe she acted like she did, but she just pulled off the conveyor belt and she goes, whoo, I've been working on this all day. All right, so here's what we'll do now is we'll try and disable this completely. So I just trying to find out what's causing it to automatically go up and come down, back down. Oh, there you go. The potato chip. Yeah, the potato chip maker. That's a bit of a deep dive. Yeah. I mean, it's funny how much they would introduce on the show and just sort of abandon. You know, remember when Penny finds the space dog, you know, and it's there. How'd you do it? On the computer. Yeah, there you go. You know, but remember when Penny finds the space dog and it's around for like one episode? You know, and then Debbie kind of shows up and then disappears for very long periods of time. All right. So now we push this. And for those that don't know what I'm actually referring to, the game we're developing, excuse me, is a licensed version of an old 60s television show called Lost in Space. You may have stumbled across it. Interesting. He just does not want to move in place. Huh. Okay. I need to think about that. How are we moving them otherwise? But anyways, Netflix did a remake, so of the Robinson family in space. But this is actually the '60s version that we're basing our game on. That is your Penny named after Penny from Lost in Space? Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, it was it wasn't originally intended that way. But it does fit in nicely. I think for me it was, I don't know. I mean, we were just sort of going through different names, and I mean there was a collection of it. I mean, for me, actually the reference for me, and you asked my wife, and it's different for her, but for me, the name Penny, at least initially, came out of the idea of Penny Pretty, which what was that? Ellen Barkin. Is that? I think that's her. From the movie Buckaroo Banzai with Peter Weller, obscure '80s trivia there. But yeah, it is, and it fits her. You know, she's a handful, but you know she's my pretty Penny. Okay, so we're not able to move him. I gotta refresh my memory because it's been a while since I've had to reposition. Oh, I know. Because there's a reset command, I think, that allows us to do that. So let me dig up a cutscene from scripts. Okay, that's actually the wrong place, isn't it? I need to move all those over. That's terrible. Oh, and that's even worse. Okay. Intro cave. Cutscenes. Alright, so let's take a look here how we're making this function. And I just went right past it, didn't I? There it is. Okay. So, player. Alright. But we're not actually moving the player. He's just sort of on the end. Let's see, track player, that's fine. Oh, body. That's how we did it. Okay. Let me try that then. So let's come back into cutscene, climb off crate. And let's see. Yeah, we'll still do it here. So we're going to do it this way. Instead of saying game object, I think this might make it behave a bit better. Forgot about that. Oh, I just did copy again. I meant to hit. Oh, come on. Don't fight me. There you go. All right. So body should transform. Good. That should make it actually move this time. We could do this in the beginning once we disable him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's climb off crate. Oh, no wonder. I'm doing that wrong spot. Okay. We went, where is my climb on crate? Did I lose that? There he is. Okay, player body. Okay. Oh, so I just messed up this. Let me put it back. Okay. I do need that to be down here. You know, actually, no, I guess it doesn't matter. Because he's deactivated. He's turned off. He's hidden. But we'll just go ahead and do it here just to make sure it kicks in right from the start. Okay. Fingers crossed. Thought I hit play. There we go. All right. Here we go through the procedure again. Get the bucket out of the way. Pour the oil. Push the crate. And now keep our fingers crossed. Here we go. And it's still not moving them. What the heck? Unless I got stupid in my position. Oh, that would be really dumb if it's just my coordinates are wrong. Oh, that's going to be laughable if that's the case. Please don't be the case. Wait, no, yeah, that's climb off. So, climb on crate. So, 888. 15, right. Ah. .7. Oh, that's it. Transcription error. Sebastian. Hey. Absolutely just a Killer Tofu. What's up, buddy? He jumped straight in so he can take that, hold on that commanding lead. Okay, so all I did was just screw this up. This is just embarrassing. What's up, Killer Tofu? Enjoying our near record heat? Okay. All right. So, turns out there was never a issue with the colliders. The issue is the fact that He was moving to exactly where I was telling him to move. You're not going outside for the next 9 months. I'm going jogging today. I'm loving it. For those who don't know, we both reside in that small little town known as Las Vegas, and it's finally starting to warm up just a little bit. It's still pretty tame. I mean, we're talking 80s right now. Oops. There we go. We got ourselves the bucket. Let's use it to pour the oil. Excuse me. Push it. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, so yeah, you better jump out now because, you know, these 80s will not last long. There it is. So, and if we walk off. Oh, nothing. Oh, because I blocked it. Oh, because I turned off the triggers, didn't I? So let's come back in here. So, turn on 105 is where I stop leaving the house. Yeah, it has to get up to about a good 110 before I will wait till the sun sets and I go jogging. But I'm broken. I love heat, so I'm just really broken. I'm finally starting to thaw out because at wintertime I was miserable. Yeah. I'm a wuss when it comes to the wintertime. It's like how bears hibernate in the winter. I do that in the summer. Yeah. I'm more the bear like. I'll wait for it to warm up before I start coming out of my den. Okay. Final attempt at this. You love the cold. You're in the wrong place, buddy. All right, push this over. All right, and now if we walk over here, and it's still triggering nothing. Okay. Why are we not? Where are we? They're there. All right. There it goes. I just didn't walk far enough. It's good that Jupiter 2 landed on a deserted planet again. I know. Yeah, that was always kind of a convenient thing that no matter how many umpteen millions of miles they traveled, every planet they I'd say landed, but usually crash landed on, you know. But you know, as Don explained, it's because Dr. Smith usually is messing with the controls there. Oh, because I know what I did wrong here. We've almost got this correct now. So this climb on crate, climb off crate. Excuse me. So yeah, now we're good. Like so. Rotation is fine. Yeah. I mean, the little landing struts that they have, I think they were there just for show because, you know, except for the time where they landed on Earth in the past. I don't remember any other time where it actually landed with the struts down. Oops. I'm forgetting what I'm doing now. So, grab the bucket. Pour the oil out. And there we go. Okay, now if we come over here, he walks down. And if we come back, we can climb up. All right. You love that animation? That's stunning stuff, I know, isn't it? Half buried in the sand. Yep. Yep. And okay, so excuse me. Yeah, I need to add the ability to manually remove a contact. I made a note of that. I'm going to talk to my programmer and ask him because right now it's still hanging on to the crate contact. excuse me, and it needs to be, yeah, I like this. The crate is actually an escalator. Yink. Going down. Yink. All right. I'm easily amused. Okay, but the important thing, oops. The other important thing is why we're not making the contact with the cord. I think we made it, but it lost its order. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. This is the only glitch I found that I haven't, we haven't thought of a solution for yet, and that is when two items are in the same proximity, is it sort of like steps on each other's toes. So here's what we'll do. We'll just sort of focus. We could do that. So what we'll do here is just turn it off and on. Oops. Try that again. Turn it off, turn it on. And that didn't do a stupid thing. Really? Oh, because off on doesn't help. It's moving it away and moving it back down. There it is. I guess I could do that as a hack. Is just make the collider box, when he climbs up the box, it's like go up and come down. Yeah, Killer Tofu, we were talking about that before, is the fact that it's the trigger exit doesn't get a chance to fire, but I mean that still drives me crazy that that's an issue. All right, so I think I may do that just to make sure that we drive the fact that it's the power cord that's being messed with. All right, and then yeah, there's the power cord. Okay. Just random thought, but I wish there was a way to climb on top of the Jupiter 2. You can do it as many times as anyone else in the entire crew of the Jupiter 2 ever did it. I mean, even Debbie never climbed on top of the Jupiter 2. Not once. Not once. And Debbie could have done it a lot easier than anyone else. I'm sure Will would have liked to, you know. They could put like fake snow on there and you know, slid down the sides for the fake winter times. Or the times it did actually get cold. Okay. So I'm going to do that as a cheat. I'm going to like make the colliding box go out of range and then just move it back down quickly. So kind of like what I did for that cabinet where I was taking the collider box and shrinking it. So that way it actually did remove that contact. She should have. Yeah. Debbie's too busy hiding in the closet all the time. Like you said, maybe a clean fix would be to have your dev add the ability to manually top the interaction trigger. Yeah, it's probably there, Killer Tofu. There's probably an option to do that. I'm just not aware of it. Yeah, stop. Yep. That would be fun. Yeah. Well, there's gonna be things where you're gonna fly the jetpack, Ivy, as well as the chariot. You get to drive that around as well, and the Jupiter 2 will leave the atmosphere. It's not going to travel to another planet, but it will leave the atmosphere, and you will jump in the little space pod, you know, at 1.2. So there's going to be other stuff that you get to do besides just walking around and running around and exploring caves, which is what most of the episodes were. Yeah, it should be. Okay, so let's see. You and me both. You and me both. And they will probably pursue it in the idea of being like little mini arcade segments, but it will be, you'll never get stuck by it. You'll always be able to, if you get frustrated and you don't want to play the arcade element of it, you'll be able to just bypass it. You know, so it'd be, there's an optional kind of thing, but we haven't hammered out the details if that's going to be more arcade-ish or more like puzzle-like. Yeah, it'd be fun to take hold of the space pod for sure. That's something we'll still work out over time. Also through testing, you know, that I'm a big fan of going to conventions and testing the game out and getting feedback. You know, I know I've said it before, but my favorite thing when someone walks up to look at my game and I like say, "Would you like to try it out?" and they go, "Oh no, I don't play games." I go, "Perfect." You're my dream candidate. Come on up here and play it, because if a non-gamer can play it, then we're golden. The space pod from the upper deck. It will be done through cutscenes kind of stuff. because I mean we'll have to swap stuff out. So in that sense, it won't be like it won't be all in one fluid motion. You know, like well, even with the going outside and inside the Jupiter 2, you know, these are two different physical spaces. You know, so I mean, if you want to go inside the Jupiter 2, if you look at this version, right, which is the outside, it's missing a bunch of stuff. This is, you know, this is like the stage version of the Jupiter 2, just so we have enough window dressing that you can see through the window, right? And then, you know, so then we do the same thing if we look, and if we turn off that one, and then we do the sleight of hand, we switch it when you go inside, and now here you can see we have everything inside for this version. You know, but, you know, so all this stuff is there and it's fully tricked out. But if we go outside of it, we just see how it's like, you know, I literally have what's called a flag. That's just to block the sunlight, so it doesn't like peek through. Actually, I guess I could have done this at double-sided. Anyways, thank you. Well, I mean, that's the, you know, it's the same thing that they did back in the television days too, where they would, you know, they would have sets that would only be built for what you were using, you know. So does the inside fit the outside? Yeah, pretty much. I'll show you. Okay, here's the inside. There you go. And then if we, where is it? There you go. If we close that down, there. Yeah. So there's inside and outside. I cheated. It's a little taller. So I cheated this is the hull for when you're inside the ship, you know, and it just sort of like filters out the sunlight. You can see how it's kind of like crept up a little bit higher. But you know, I think I also did that just because where some of the different parts are, they don't fit as well. You know, and I think it's actually physically raised. Yeah, because you can see the controls here, and you can see the controls down here, you know. So these are actually kind of cheated downward a little bit, I think. But pretty close. I think it's closer than the actual real version, you know. I think that's closer to reality. Whereas the, you know, the exterior and the interior, I don't think would ever gonna fit. So mine's a closer try. All right. So let's turn off the interior. Make sure the exterior is still on. There we go. All right. So we need to go. Oh yeah, well, we're gonna do the collider box trick. There's actually a roof to it this time. Yeah. Well, they had to get the lights in there somehow, you know. I feel like realism in that aspect is not all that important. It's not. It was just a matter of I built the interior first, so it was just easier to. I think actually, if you look, what I ended up doing was see the exterior. Yeah, that's scaled properly, but I think what I did was I just sort of no, even that's the right size. So maybe it just did line up. Maybe it was just a decent fit. But no, you're right. I mean, it's nothing I spent any time trying to make sure that they were perfect. It was more or less, I mean, I'm more of a spaghetti game maker where it's just like throw stuff in there, you know, like all these placeholder objects, you know, and it's like just start doing it and then we'll fix it later. Happy accident. We love the happy accidents. Absolutely. Okay, so when he climbs on, so that's what we want to do. And then what we'll do is we'll tell the power cord to move it up and then bring it back down. It is a beautiful ship, you know. I mean, it followed that classic saucer design, but it just, for when the show was made, you know, is like tying in nicely with the introduction of the space age. And yeah, I thought they did a nice job of representing what a full environment might have actually looked like. A lot better than even shows that followed after it, I think, you know. Okay, so what we'll do is on the power cord, we'll introduce a Um, call it bounce collider. Base best spaceship ever. And I can't type. Uh-oh. Yep. Oh. I left the door open. Can you tell? It is 2:51. You're an hour and 10 minutes early. No, too soon. She knows that word too. Too soon. Penny, too soon, okay? You gotta reset your clock. It's too soon. Boy. I'm gonna call it bounce collider. Like so. Total hack, but I think this would be guaranteed to work. So I can't complain too much about that. So here's what we do. We say center, like so. Set power cord. It reminded me of the power cord. I'm just wondering how big the power core room will be in this version. I plan on modeling the same size. I mean, it'll be one of those things that you'll go down the stairs, to the third level of the Jupiter 2. Everyone thinks there's only 2 floors, but there must be a third one, because when you go down that ladder, and you're in the power core room, that's a full size environment, So we haven't generated that yet, but we will replicate that, and it'll be just like stage magic, Hollywood magic. Like I said, it was around the same time that Who was out, Doctor Who. So I'm not sure which one can lay claim to having it's larger on the inside than is the outside, like the TARDIS is. But yeah, we're definitely gonna the secret third floor, exactly. The second floor just kind of folds up conveniently, accordion style when it's not being used. It is the basement. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself too. Still got so much work to do, but we'll see. I mean, if there's a reason to have it, then we'll do it. There has to be a reason to access it. It's just because every time we introduce a new room, then that involves modeling and texturing and the expense that goes along with that. So it's one of those things that we try and keep it focused on items that are really useful. I mean, so like a video game is like a film production. It's I talked about this incessantly at this point, but the RoboCop called RoboDoc documentary that was on Amazon was talking about the fact that there's a transition between RoboCop driving off chasing the bad guys and tracking them down in the factory. And originally there was a whole sequence of them on a bridge in a car chase shooting back and forth. And the producer said, why don't we just go from here to there? It'll work. And they're like, yeah, that's great. Now we don't have to shoot all that and, time and money, Yep. I know. It's like, this is great. I love this. Now, can you do this too? They say that buildings that have internal dimensions that don't match the external dimensions are haunted. That's it. Okay, so the Jupiter 2 and the TARDIS. Well, we know the TARDIS is definitely haunted. But the Jupiter 2, yeah, all the nefarious things that Dr. Smith did in there, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jupiter 2 end up haunted as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Good point. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I didn't switch over to multi-stream. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay. So what we want to do is find out. So if it's a 0, and we'll just go up high, like 1 should be sufficient. Yeah, that'll be plenty. There you go. There was like a ghost creature who was someone in the sheets, but it was a really good episode. Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of money on all the creatures and effects. Yeah. And I mean, of course, Irwin Allen was not above recycling different objects. I mean, like control panels that ended up in what 3 or 4 different variations of shows, not to mention the creatures as well. And he fed on fear, but it turned out he was actually Will's id. Yep. I haven't watched that one recently, but I do remember that. All right, so we just push it up 1. Oops. No, I don't need GitHub right now. Okay, so bounce collider. So we push it up to 1. And I don't have anything in this one. So let's go tweening like so. Oh shoot. I got to do it as a do tween 2. Let me scroll down for an example because I can't remember. I can never remember how to do this correctly. There we go. They didn't have the best VFX because the best VFX animator in the biz wasn't in the biz yet. No, I think what they did, I mean, their model work was actually really nicely done. I mean, especially for the time, especially for the fact that it was a television show. I mean, I have no idea how much their VFX, or I don't even, just if they called them effects back then. I don't even know if they actually labeled them VFX yet. But I don't know if the effects department actually had a significant budget. They may have season 1, but I'm sure after season 1 they started going, yeah, you guys can do this a lot cheaper, can't you? All right. So we'll just go position like so. So then we're saying we'll call this float collider mover like so. Made people stay very creative for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I do miss that. I mean, I talked on it recently, but it's the Cinefex magazine's got a lot less interesting to read when everything went to computers. Because they had to be so resourceful back then. All right, so we'll say collider mover equals, we start at 0. You grew up with the modern shows, but I still love the Jupiter 2 the best. So, I mean, Ivy, I don't think I ever asked you, what actually got you into watching Jupiter 2? Was it like other family members, or did you just come across it? I mean, like for me, for example, I came across Twilight Zone in the 80s when I was in high school, and it was just a TV network that just was playing Twilight Zones incessantly every night. And I was just mesmerized, and it's not one of those things that I had anyone tell me about it. It's just one of those things I stumbled across and just became absolutely infatuated with the storytelling, and the, and of course, picture, if you will, a young man on a journey that can only be found in the far reaches of the Twilight Zone. Rod Serling is just amazing television back then. But so I was just kind of curious. Family friend? Okay. Okay. That's cool that you were able to start with season 2. For me, my childhood, it was just the local TV station. Yeah. Just more you watched, the more you loved. But yeah, for me, it was my local TV station, which was called TBS, which was a local TV station that, WTCG. Was the local TV station that ended up growing into what is now modern day TBS. But in my childhood, WTCG played Lost in Space incessantly every morning, but never consistently. So you'd have an occasional black and white episode, and then it'd be back to the color, and it's just like my brain's kind of going, wait, what? I didn't understand. So, collider mover. Like so, and we're going to say that is going to go to it goes up to 1, so then we're going to come back down to 0, and we're going to just make it super fast, 0.5. And why'd you go capital on me? Float. Okay, now he's happy. Almost. Now you happy? Good. So then it pops up and then comes back down. And then we need to unupdate. And then what we're doing here is we're using DoTween, which is this great tweening tool, to drive this. So I could just do it with one line. And then rather than doing like a for loop or anything else like that, it just makes life a little easier. So then we just take center. All right. And unfortunately, because we're updating the value every single frame, we're not able to get away from using new. So we are creating garbage, but yeah, you can't always avoid it. Collider mover. There. All right, so then that's good. So now, if we come back to climb on crate, let's see. All right, so after it's done, all right, so actually this, we don't need to do that anymore. Set active true. Yeah, we'll do it that way because it's already moved. And then, okay, I think that's okay. I might be overstepping. We'll try it. And then we need to power chord if I can. No, I don't have it attached yet. Blast Off Into Space was the first episode I ever watched, so I'm really excited for that. Really? I just thought Nerman was like, it is finally like a season 4. That's exactly how we've been pitching it. I thought Nerman was just a good foot in the door, you know, because if you think about it, he's not sinister like the Sadakons or the Invaders from the Fifth Dimension or even the Keeper. You know, he's not sinister like those guys, but he is super dangerous. You know, you got to remember, he was greedy, even if it cost the you know, I mean, the price of blowing up the planet because he wanted to drill that stuff out of there, the deuteronium. So I think it's kind of a fun, non-threatening, yet still threatening, because you have to intervene and trick him into thinking that he's destroying the planet again, so he'll blast away, leave the stuff behind, and you can get the batteries and put it back in the Jupiter too. You know, so it's fun because you're kind of recreating the, you know, the Blast Off Into Space episode, but exactly, and you get to trick him into thinking he's doing it again. So he'll fly away thinking that he's avoiding death and destruction. In fact, you've just tricked him because you know that what happened before. But just to get him, you know, shoo him away kind of thing. All right, so I do not have power chord here yet. So we're going to fix that right now. And then it's power chord is the script. Can't type. There. Now we're good. And then we'll say power chord. And we're going to bounce the collider. So like I said, what we're doing is taking the collider, moving it up, and then moving it back down so it hits Will, and hopefully we'll make it... yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like the sound of that. I mean, that is... I'm trying to cover both bases, but I want to make the original fans of the show happy, but also make this fun adventure so you can still enjoy what's happening without actually knowing any history of the show. That's what we're trying to pull off here. If you know the show, obviously, and then you can pull something else special out of it, because these aren't unknown characters. For you guys that have watched the show, you'll kind of go, oh yeah, I know what a Sadakon is. I know what it can do. You know, that kind of thing. All right, so that should be enough. And let's see if this actually works. No, you know what? And that's fine. that's Killer Tofu. That is a large percentage, and I accept that fact absolutely. But the funny thing about it is, a lot of people will say that I'm not familiar with the show, but then still at the same time, even like young kids will hear about it and they'll go, wait, that's like the robot, right? And they'll just sit there and they have no idea the context, but they'll go, danger, danger. They have no idea what they're doing, why they're making their arms go up and down, going danger, danger, but they just know the connection, and I love that. And I'm hoping that's part of the reason why my teaser trailer starts off with Will kind of teasing what they're doing and immediately goes to the robot going, danger, danger. So anyone that doesn't know Lost in Space, which is a large portion of people because it is an older show, but they may hear that and they kind of like click, go, oh, wait a second, is that what that comes from? And just have an instant connection. I hope so. And I'm hoping that, the fans of the Netflix version, whatever size of audience that is, can also make that connection. It's like, okay, it's definitely a different take, but it's still the Robinson family. It's still Will Robinson. You still have all the same characters. Dr. Smith is now, female versus male, but it's still as sinister, if not more so. She's definitely, in the Netflix version, she's more like season 1 Dr. Smith for sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Okay, good. So we got the power cord going there. Yep, I hope so. I hope there are a bunch. You watched the '98 movie in the theater, but don't think that one counts. Yeah, I think I've told the story before, and I hope I'm not telling it out of school. But I love the fact that when I was talking to the partners, the license holders, and it's just funny because I mentioned casually something about the movie, and he just looked at me deadpan and just like paused for a second, just looked me in the eye and said, "Yeah, we don't talk about the movie here." It's like, okay, I was like, got it. No, what movie? What movie? There's no movie. Yeah, that counts. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. I didn't. Yeah, fair enough. That's true. I did not do that. So, climb on crate. We did not tell it where the power cord is. Where is it? There's the crate. Shoot, I've lost it. All right, let me just get it this way. There he is. Okay. Climb on crate. Oh, I could have just done it that way. That would have been faster. Duh. Yeah, it is a funny story. Just coming at it from a VFX perspective, though, the Debbie in that was just the CG was just wrong, and that was Industrial Light and Magic that did Debbie in that. It looked like nowadays it looks like a video game character. Modern day video games could do it better. Not favorite versions. I watched part of the first episode. I just didn't quite ever come back to it. But yeah, it has oh shoot, what's her? I'm forgetting her name, but she went on to be on Agents of Shield. I'm blanking on her name. But yeah, it was definitely a different feel altogether for sure. And I can't remember who was John Robinson. It seemed like it was like someone noteworthy. I'd have to look it up again. It's been a while since I watched it. It was like a YouTube, and it was like super low res and very grainy and that kind of stuff. All right, so if we come back. Nope, that's still not working. Okay, so let me see if it's actually bouncing. Actually, I'll just cheat this. I'll just see if it's actually doing what we want it to. So what I'll do is I'll move this up briefly. The classic one too. Lucini! Hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. Uh-oh. And then Killer Tofu just jumps in there really fast. Uh-oh, I better get while I getting good. Let's see. Oh, got that one. And where are we at? 490! Wow! 440. Uh-oh. You're behind. Okay. So, let's do it this way. Power cord. Oops. Can I do a start, or is it going to complain that it already exists? You see I'm overriding? No, that's fine. Good. Cool. Like so. And then we are going to move, bounce that box. Wrong direction. Okay. So, bounce it. It is just a standard function. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so invoke. Oof. Really can't type. And we'll do it a 1 second delay so I can see what's happening. And that's lowercase, should be uppercase. Okay. Cool. There you go. That's a Johnny Ree. What's up? Hey, welcome, welcome. Hello again. Johnny, we gotta play catch up as well too. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming by, man. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, last time we talked, I was working on a totally different game, which is out the door, and didn't quite have the level that of success that you did, by any stretch of the imagination. But, yeah, catch me up, man. What's been happening? Let me, oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot. I was going to check it here. Getting too much into the conversation there, which is never a bad thing. Okay. So that's focus. So what I'm looking for is this box right here. It jumps up. Oh, wait, that's instantaneous. That's not right. What is it? The meme mean? I keep seeing it literally everywhere, but I don't know. Oh, 420. Lucini, do you want to have honors on explaining the 420 reference, or shall I? I know it, but I do not know it firsthand. Truism of the highest proportions. It's interesting. Why is it snapping? 0. Yeah. No, I do not. Alright, so why 0? Oh, because it's 0.5? So just for the fun of it, let's make that go for 2 seconds. Collider mover. Yeah, that should be correct. So yeah, Ivy, it's 420 is code for marijuana. And uh-oh, we're missing something there. You know, and it was more popular when it was more of a hidden thing. Now it's much more of a, especially here in Las Vegas, we actually have not only legally selling pot, not even recreationally, but now legitimately, but also for the first time a lounge. Because before you could buy the pot, but you literally couldn't smoke it anywhere in the city unless you're in someone's private house. First time on Twitch for about 7 months. Had some trying times, but things are normalizing again. Okay. Do tell. Yeah. Okay. New collider. Really? Wait. How did I lose the new collider? Huh. How did I lose that? Wait. Oh, no, that's broadcast antenna. Power cord. Totally messing that up. Wait, why does... Oh, because there's 2 power cords. That should not be that way. There, okay. How did that get turned on? That should never have been turned on. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's 1 right now. That's opened up. But yeah. I mean, you know, for the first 6 months I moved to Las Vegas, I thought that they had just a really, really bad problem with skunks running rampant all over the city, you know, because they seem to be everywhere, you know. All right. So what do I get the feeling I've actually highlighted the wrong one? Ah. Power cord. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to turn it on just so I can see it better. And it is trigger. It's not bouncing. It's going instantaneously. Okay, I have to track that down. I think it is time. You're typing with a lisp now. Truth. All right. Time to refill my drink. We had our first child. Congratulations. But not without complications. Oh, geez. At hospital for those 7 months. I'm so sorry. Going well now. Glad to hear it. Only got another visit in about 3 weeks. Jeez. Wow. Well, I'm glad it turned out okay. But yeah, congrats. Yeah, absolutely. Jeannie, yeah, thank you. I totally agree. Johnny, congrats on that. But yikes. I mean, I can't imagine how nerve-wracking that would be, you know, but I'm glad it's turned around for you. All right. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to fill my drink up. Take care of myself here for a second and be right back because I'm talking way too much. In the meantime, let me turn these guys on, see if that comes up correctly. Like magic. There it goes. All right, I'll be right back. In the meantime, yeah, feel free to keep Penny company, and I'll be back in just a sec. Hang tight. All right. Static. That's my guess. Yeah. Yep. Akeen, hey, it's midnight here. Welcome, Akeen. Glad you made it. It is 3:20 here, so I am 9 hours behind you. That's like London-ish kind of thing, I'm guessing. Somewhere in that nature. But, Akeen, yeah, thanks for coming around again. Oh, let me turn off this. Did I miss anything else? Nope. Okay, I think I'm caught up. But, yeah, Johnny, that's, terrible, but ultimately great news. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. I think what I'm messing up is the fact that it is, let's see, power cord. Yeah, because it's a static object. So I think that's why it's hating moving the box and it's snapping. So I'm going to test that and remove its static form. And let's see if that's, nope, I was wrong. Static had nothing to do with it. Why the heck? Oh yeah, Johnny. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I don't know if you got to see the details there, but yeah, we've managed to license the classic '60s TV show, Lost in Space, and we're doing it as a point-and-click adventure game, because that's what indie game developers do, is make massive point-and-click adventure games. But part of it is because I know an animator that works very cheaply, so that's and the fans of the show I know would want something that's more story oriented versus picking up a laser gun and shooting aliens. But yeah, I've been working on it for some time. This is the second section. The first section is like this introductory cave, which is part of the demo, which is available now, gratuitous plug, on both Steam and itch. But yeah, how about you, Johnny? Catch me up, because I am just buried in this mysterious, confusing thing, trying to figure out why I cannot get this. You know what? I got another idea. Let's try it this way. So if I hit, okay, good. So if we take, yeah, this guy, and if we just move him down slowly, yeah, okay, it does work there. I have no idea why it's snapping. I totally, I'm glad this is faithful to not just the beautiful look, but also the themes and characters and stories. Thank you. I think that's part of one of the key reasons why we were able to actually secure the license, because we explained that we were going to come at it with this kind of approach, and the IP holders have been very, very supportive, by the way. Let me just say that they've been fantastic. All right. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to figure out who the guilty party is here. If it's DoTween or if it's the Collider box. We'll find out here in a second. This is what happens when an animator codes. You get problems. Is it set? Yeah, I know. I tried that a second ago. Yes, you're right. And that's when I came walking in the door. The first thing I said, static. Right, because I thought that was the culprit, but even when I turned it off, and I said yes to all, so yeah, now it is no longer static, but it still popped. So what we're looking for here is this large bounding box. So we hit play. There, so yeah, see there. It just, okay, oh, it's DoTween. It has nothing to do with that. It's DoTween because it just started at 0 and just slapped right down. All right, so I'm missing something terrible here. Center is there. DoTween. Collider mover. Oh, oh! I love this saying, and at this moment is very true. Life is hard. It's even harder when you're stupid. That was it right here. It's because I set the collider mover at 0 instead of 1. So of course it's going to snap down to 0. Oh, what was that? 25 minutes? 30 minutes worth of just totally... Wow. Okay. The stupid. It burns. Jeez. Scared there would never be new Lost in Space content for the classic version, so this has been the best surprise ever. Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, I really am doing this just because I'm a fan as well, you know, and it's fun to explore. And I really do love adventure games. I've been playing them incessantly. I've always played adventure games, but lately I've just completely immersed myself in them. Okay, so at this point, I bet you I could probably even turn this back on. And what we should see is it goes, jumps up, and then slides down. Oh, you know, it's that classic old joke too. It's like, yeah, you know, you just make the 0 a 1 and it fixes everything. In this case, it literally was making a 0. Hey, Ryan is back and giving us yet another like on Facebook. Ryan, thank you, buddy. Thank you for my best friend on Facebook for all the Lost in Space support. Greatly appreciated. But that's so funny. That's the classic joke, you know, programmer thing. You're trying to turn the 0 into 1. In this case, literally, that's all I had to do. Okay. So, let's actually test this achieves what we want to do. The whole purpose of doing this, like I said, is the fact that right now, I don't know. I have a programmer that's handling things, and I don't know a way to manually add and remove the colliders. So what I'm trying to do is trick it into colliding with that power cord up there again. Yeah, that's... wait, do I want to... bounce collider? Yeah, and then 2 seconds is now kind of silly. Now I can just do it as a 0.5. There we go. Alright, so still got another half hour plus to go. So in the meantime, someone tell me fun things going to do this weekend. Anyone got any fun plans? I'm going to have lots of fun. I'm going to just do more of this. I mean, that's genuine. I really do love all this fun stuff. I mean, this is all I want to do as a kid. You know, work in movies and make video games, and that's exactly what I got to do. So, no complaints here. But how about you guys? Any big plans? So climb up. Okay, the whole looking at his navel kind of thing. That's something I'm going to address later. His targeting. It's one of those things that after you clear a contact, it'll drop to 0, but what's happening is that the old contact, which is that crate down below, and the power cord contact overlapping, and that's why he ends up just staring at his navel. So that's something that I came up with an idea of how we can address it, but I'm sure my programmer will have something even more elegant than my idea. But in the meantime, don't you love that animation? That's finished, man. And we're still okay, and I need to remove that power cord. And now it's reversing to that. Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that's just one of the complications with having two colliders that overlap. Rather than chase my tail any more than I already have. Yeah, okay. Oh, I know why. It's because the fade takes a full second. So if we make this 1.25, so 0.5 is not good. So it starts with him looking down, and hopefully this should make him look up. I'm going to go full screen so I can see this better. I really should stop down on this, because this is sort of like a nitpick glitch that's more a cosmetic thing than an actual affecting gameplay. Taking a tour of the Punk Rock Museum. Oh, sweet. From the band The Offspring? Oh, that's awesome, man. I have a buddy of mine that just lives for punk rock back in LA, and I don't know if he's actually made it out to the museum yet. I mean, that's a natural for him. was not a major punk rock fan, so I can't say that I've made any big plans to visit that museum, but that's cool. I mean, I totally respect the fact that getting a tour from the guitars from Offspring just would make it exponentially even cooler. All right, so there's a power chord. Like so. Oh, really? It's only kind of so-so? Oh, geez. Okay. So then, yeah, if you're going to get to go see, if that's your favorite band and you get to see the guitars, yeah, that absolutely makes it worth it. All right. So that didn't really address anything like that. Let me come out of full screen so I can see if this is doing what I want it to. Yeah, that's weird. So I think what's happening is the fact that it's still holding both of those contacts. So yeah, I need to talk to my programmer and my buddy Richard and get some input from him to figure out how we can manually remove and add contacts so it'll behave. So yep, something I need to address. But I'm going to leave it because this is actually functioning except for that one little quirk and the ugly animation, which will get resolved here pretty soon. I love when those black bars show up on the screen when Will does something. Yeah, the fun thing, and actually, Ivy, you'll totally appreciate this. So it's very common to have cutscenes have letterbox, where it comes in like this and makes it more like movie-like. And I had that at first. If you look at the earlier versions of the videos for the game, you'll see that I was doing letterbox, and it just dawned on me. It's kind of like, wait a second, this is Lost in Space, which means that it was old days, and it was a 1:3:3 aspect ratio, so it should be what's called column box instead, So that is why we changed it instead of being letterbox to column box. It was almost like an inside joke, to make it this square. So when we go into the cutscene, it's one of the situations where it literally is just like a callback. There you go. That's what the TV screen looked like back then. So that's why we do that. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yep. The old classic 720 by 480. Yep. So all of the cutscenes are gonna like that. Thanks. Yeah, it's a fun callback. It's just a really fun callback. I'm glad that it took me too long to think of it, but I'm glad of the fact that it hit me in the head. Part of it is also it's a challenge because we're now at a 1:7:7 aspect ratio, right? With 1920 by 1080, but when you add the letterbox stuff, you're now at a 1:8:5 or even closer to like a Cinerama style. What is it? 2.31 or what is the old CinemaScope? I can remember their aspect ratio, but anyways, it's like 1:8:5 or larger, and getting stuff framed, especially if you just have like a center actor or character or object, it's really hard to fill the frame. So the 1:3:3, the old standard definition television resolution, lends itself well to framing better in this sense for just storytelling. I think at least in this example. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, thank you, Ivy. I'm glad you noticed that. Okay, so the cool thing, let's do this. So the next thing I need to do, I'm pretty close. So the last remaining steps before I change gears and stop making code and start making animation to make these cutscenes not look like garbage is, so he's going to collect the power cord and then connect it to the shield generator, which still has power, unlike everything else. We just had look at that, ByteCube. We just had a follow from ByteCube on Twitch. Thank you, ByteCube. Thank you so much for the follow. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. So we're going to plug in the power cord, and then you plug in the battery, and that will actually, glad you did that, charge the battery, and then you connect it to Robot, and then Robot is going to power up and immediately come to life and just do his classic danger, danger, and that will be the end of the new content that I'm going to desperately try and get it done in the next 2 weeks, which is a big ask. We'll see, because we have a convention coming up in 2 weeks from today. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. We'll see. It depends on how fast I can burn through the animation. You know, I might do less talking. I'll let you guys kind of take over and just, you know, okay, no, that's not going to happen. So I will have the 2 hours of hanging with you guys and chatting away. So we won't change that. Okay, but in the meantime, speaking of talking too much, let's go ahead and make a cutscene where we're going to use that gripping tool to collect the power cord. So we're going to say create an empty object, and we'll say use gripping claw on power cord. I don't think I have that yet. Right, okay. No, Killer Tofu, no, not a bit. No, so anyways, it reminds me of this one thing. No. No, I mean, I just mentioned this, I think, probably yesterday, that I enjoy having this because, I mean, I know a lot of you people are probably just like me, where you're sitting in front of the computer too many hours a day, you know, and it's just kind of like having interaction is good. I totally miss having coworkers that I could distract all day. I was terrible about that, unless I was really busy. But anyways, so what we're going to do here is let's make ourselves a new cutscene. Yeah, just to give you an example, this is what I was talking about. So intro cave, cutscenes. So this is all the cutscenes we have for the intro cave. That's the total. So if we come out of here and we go into episode 1, Aftermath. Oops. Let's see. Episode 1, Aftermath. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Aftermath. Okay, where are my cutscenes? I'm just going nuts here. They're under merge scripts, which is terrible. That's wrong. But yeah, you can see, like, we're already almost double the length of cutscenes, and we got a long way to go. Yeah. There's just, you know, there's not that many people that you can stop in the street and go, "Hey, do you remember Lost in Space?" And they'll go, "What?" So, danger, danger. Oh yeah, the robot thing. What is that? Is that a show? What is that? But yeah, you can just see how many cutscenes we're already setting up here. I mean, this doesn't tell me a number, but that's a lot. But we're going to do another one right now. Use gripping claw on. Okay, good. I don't have that yet, so I should just create an empty scene. Yeah, I'm not going to do that now. So use grabbing claw on power cord. Ta-da. And then what I'll do is I'll use a cheat sheet. Oh, here we go, Killer Tofu. You're pushing your luck, buddy. Bad throw, but Penny still saves it for you. You got lucky. Yeah, you want to be... Where are you at? Look at that, you hit it. There you go. Congratulations. So I'm going to take that out. Let me just find a good one I can reference. Cutscene. And then I just close these others. I don't need anyone else for the moment. There you go. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is just steal all this. Let me just go top to bottom. And paste this incorrectly for a moment so I can steal this, place it here, delete it. Now it's going to be happy. Okay, good. So, yeah, it's not props. I'll hide that. That's all good. That's meaningless. And okay, so That's not what we're doing. Okay, so we said player active. That's fine, that's fine. And we should actually just leave him right where he is. Oh, Lucchini. Gonna bed early tonight. Early for you, buddy. I mean, that's still, I know the time difference. Yeah, not tomorrow, Monday. You can come back tomorrow. I will not be here. I will not be online tomorrow. Wait, it is Friday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Friday. So, we will see you in spirit, Lucchini. Have yourself a good night's sleep. Sounds like you might already be halfway there. But, yeah, and Killer Tofu promises not to run up the score too badly in the meantime. Wink, wink. Alright, so, let's see. Okay. So at this point, all I want to do is... I will position him... Same time, nice. If you recall, yeah. Last week, as you recall, Dr. Smith was messing things up, as usual. And then we need to add the power cord, which isn't an object yet, so... let's see. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll add the power cord object here. Size field. I always do that. I always try and autocomplete, and I always forget C comes before D. Game object. So the power cord, so we can turn that off. That's all good. Okay, so that's good. We need to create the power cord object, which we don't actually have yet. I guess we can make an icon real quick. What the heck? Why not? Temporary. Because I literally spent like 5 or 10 minutes just at most making this little power cord object. You know, it looks fine when it's all small, but I mean, it's literally just like all black and not well defined. But it's kind of fun that I didn't do like a standard plug. It's not European or American. It's just like something different. I just thought that'd be kind of like a fun thing. Like in the future, it's a different. Although I can't say future because technically it was past. In the alternate future. So let's copy him. Let's go under empty scenes. Oops, cancel. Empty scenes. Save. Yes, absolutely. There we go. And there's our bucket. So this is an empty scene that I've been using just for doing screen grabs to get the correct kind of like a render so it looks good. You like that view of this guy? Yeah, this one. This is the default. This is basically if you create a new scene in Unity, that's what it does. The reason that the scene that we've been, the aftermath scene is so orangey is the fact that Will gets trapped in the cave at night, and by the time you get up, it's still early morning, so we still have that morning light, you know. And the idea is that he's coming back in the hopes that he can sneak back in to the Jupiter 2 before anyone notices, not realizing that there is nobody in the Jupiter 2 now. Yeah, it did. I mean, that's, you know, that's tons of work. That's years of professionalism, you know, at its finest. All right, so let me just turn off all this garbage. We don't care about that. We don't care about the script. That's fine. So let's see where our bucket is. I guess it's 2000 now. I still, before I was born though. Okay, making me feel old. Making me feel old. Yeah, I was out of college before they even launched. Just shut up. Don't date yourself. Probably steal that idea using your project. What's that? For making icons? Is that what you're talking about? Killer Tofu? If so, I'm going to show you the little plugin I use that is just absolutely fantastic. It's so simple, but it's one of those things you just scratch your head and you go, why doesn't Unity do this? Okay, so check this out. Here's what I do. let's get our power cord. We get ourselves just a nice little yeah. Oh, and I was going to show you if you want to see here. So yeah, so here's the actual, look at that. That is No Country right there. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So that literally just default setup, right? And just get the sun in the position you want. And then we're going to hopefully get a photogenic pose. And let's go global. Oops. Global. There you go. So I can position this a little smarter. Like so. Like so. All right. And the first thing I do is let's switch it to square. 1020 by 1024, 1024 just makes it a little life easier. Like so. Just to make a scene for it. But here's the magic. Okay, so I'm going to ignore the fact that it's one giant kink because this is, like I said, this is just placeholder anyways. So I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. And that's enough effort, I think, right there. Give it a little buffer on the sides so it doesn't hit the edges. There we go. So then I Control S. I'll save that. So here's the key thing is you don't do any kind of like you don't do like one of those traditional screen grabs like this. Nuh-uh. I have a plugin called Super Screenshot, and I love this thing. So you can automatically have it up-res it if you're doing like screenshots, you know, gameplay screenshots. A great way to up-res like crazy. Or even like the characters. So I've used that several times to get them nicely up-res and then bring them into Photoshop and then down-res it quite a bit. And then if you can see the options, you have if you want it to be in HDR and also transparent, which is the key thing right there. That's the biggie. I don't remember. I got it in like a bundle, so I don't even know what it sells for because I got it at a steal. Let's see. It is... shot. Let's see. Yeah, it sells for $10. There you go. That is my magic weapon there. And I think I picked up in a bundle that at some point, and I was like, yeah, let me try it out. And I was just like, this is so elegant because I was doing the whole create a blue backdrop behind it, you know, and then up-res it enough, hopefully, that I could pull the blue off of it. And you end up still having, like, you know, the glow and the bleed into the character. So, anyways, yeah, 1024 is enough because I shrink it down to 256, and this is temp. Anyway, so I hit capture screenshot, and this is a small thing, so you see how fast that goes. Now I open the save path, and then I will... There you go. And... no muss, no fuss. We have ourselves a nice little icon right there. And I think I centered it okay. Normally I bring it in Photoshop and touch it up if need be, but I think I centered it well enough that I can just take it and drag it in. So let me come back here. I'll go back to my images, GUI, images for Atlas, icons, Aftermath, and drag it right here. Like so. I had this problem before. I don't know why it's not letting me drag in images. I don't know what broke there, but we do it this way. We'll just show it in Explorer. We'll force it down its throat. I noticed that quirk the other day. I'm not sure what broke. So if we come back here, now it's there. So I just dragged it into a folder. Yeah, I don't know why the drag and drop is not working by default, that I have to like trick it, load it in the folder. But anyways, I know it is, isn't it? That's not me. That's a weird thing. But, you know, I mean, you can either like spend 20 minutes trying to figure out why it's misbehaving, or right click, open in Explorer, drag it in there, and it magically appears. More than one way to render a cat. All right, so right now it's humongously large. We'll drop it to 128. So that's good. And then we right click, and as I mentioned before, I'm using NGUI. Been using it for what, 13 years now. So Same guy that wrote InGUI wrote UGUI until he and Unity had a fight and he left. But that's why there's a lot of similarities between InGUI and UGUI. All right, so now I have myself a nice little power cord icon. So now we need to go back. So one Aftermath. We're all good there. I can close this. So yeah, super screenshot. I've had previous ones before that would do screen grabs, but super screenshot is so much more elegant and absolutely worth $10 for the amount of time and headache it saves you, and just the fact that it'll give you a clean, super clean background. But you got to be careful of glows, though. By the way, I found that out the hard way. Is that if you have any kind of glow, it will kind of bake in to the image, and then when you try and pull a clean matte in Photoshop, you'll, like the robot, you know, he has like all those glowing buttons, and I was like, okay, let me pull the outline of the robot so I can do like his line outline, and then you just see like these edges go around his head, and it's like, what is that? And I realized it's the glow. So, you know, it might be worth to do 2 passes, one with glow and one without, and then one without becomes the matte. So you switch over to the glow, and you have the buttons glowing, but it still cuts around the edges. Yeah, that makes sense? Yeah. Oh, and I love this. I always forget to do this. So here it is, playing in postage stamp size. So let's go back to our beloved 1920 1080 resolution. All right, and then let's see if we can make this in time. We go Aftermath, inventory. We need to make a brand new inventory item. Okay, so yeah, lots of cutscenes, not a lot of objects yet, but that'll change. I mean, this is still, I mean, just for the Aftermath alone, this gets the robot functioning, but we still need to get him inside the Jupiter 2, and we need to be able to go underneath and all that kind of stuff. There's still a lot of content to make just in this scene in particular. So this one I think is going to be a lot longer than the intro cave, and then you have to actually deal with Nerman, you know, the miner in the cave, which is a whole nother segment. All this is just part of episode 1. So long story short, there's a lot of content. What am I doing talking? I should be working more. All right, so 9, change that to power cord. Like so. All right, and we rename this power cord, like so. That's good. And now we need to add the information. Items, power cord. I think I'm using capitals, yes. Like so, and then we gotta do the translation, temporary as it is. Power cord, 1 line, translate all. That's good. Now item description. Let's see. Trying to think how much I want to give away. If it makes you, but there are 2 servers waiting for me to build them. Yeah, I haven't built my own PC for wow, at least like 6 years now. I've upgraded, but it's just in this day and age I find it cheaper to buy a box off the shelf, and first thing you do is yank out the SSD, you know, 256 gig worth of SSD. No, that's gone. You know, clone it, put in a 2 terabyte. Oh, virtual machines. Oh, got it. Okay, that's a totally different beast. Aftermath. So item description. Double checking my spelling because I hate having it. Oh, that was stupid. Rename. Wow, that was bad. Item description, power cord. I hit enter a little too fast there. Use. Oh, shoot. item description. Did that just break everything? This items, and let's go to item description. No, it did. It just that's a weird, quirky thing there. And I don't think this works well. Yeah, when I hit power chord, it just breaks it, so that's not going to happen. All right, so let's just do it again. Oh, I'll come back. Yeah, power chord aftermath item description is now missing, so let's just do it again. That's the scary thing about this plugin. If you don't get it right the first time, it gets quirky. Every time I export the spreadsheet, I always back it up in case it gets out of sync, because if it does, it can really get messy. Item description is probably capitalized. Yes. Item description. Power chord. All right, you're gonna behave now. It's a great tool for transferring power between two objects. There you go. I think that sells the idea, right? I mean, it's kind of self-evident. It's a power chord. But in case someone doesn't quite make the connection, that's like you plug in one side and you plug in another, and then you got yourself power. Okay. So that's done. Let's go back. Inventory, power chords. Now we should be able to set this correctly. Oh, you know what? I probably have power chord twice. I don't. Good. Okay, items, power chord. That's good. This is just the standard Google Translate. And I think that we're using I2 localization. It's by default, it kind of flips on the switch, I think, on Spanish and French. Richard, my programmer, set it up. But, I mean, this is the translations we're using here is more of placeholder with the intention of having proper individuals, Lucchini-like, to translate into their proper languages. So item description, power chord. It's a great tool for transferring power between. Perfect. He speaks better English than I do. That is true. You know, I would say the same, except for the fact that, you know, I was, you know, product of a public education from the Deep South, so you get what you get with me. All right, and then let's add this to the database, like so. All right, so in theory, we should be good. I'm sure I'm missing something somewhere that still needs to be wired up. But let's try our luck. I wish there's some way I could bypass. Yeah, just do it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just temporarily not check if you're on the crate. I'll just say that if you're using the gripping claw on the power chord, you can just get it. So that's how we'll fix it. I'm always super impressed with people who are fluently speaking multiple language. My tiny pea brain could never. And I totally agree. I'm jealous of multilingual people, especially people that can just immerse themselves in a language and just kind of pick it up like that. That's just so amazing. I mean, I think I've demonstrated fully my lack of handle on English, much less, you know, Spanish, which is mostly all forgotten at this point. But, and that's it. I speak nerd fluently, but, you know, I don't think you get credit for that one. All right. Let me bypass that. Okay, so what we want now is aftermath Switch to scripts. We're going to say use item. All right, home stretch. I think, I hope. So we're going to use the gripping claw. And if we're using it, you speak JavaScript, PowerShell, PHP. Is, wait, no C++? Slacker. No machine language? Total slacker. Slacker++. Break. Gripping claw. Okay. Let me just make sure this is working. Really? Okay. And GUI. Really? Debug. Log. Before I go down this rabbit hole, I want to make sure this is correct. Okay. You made a blackjack game in C++ and moved on with my life. Been there, done that. I love blackjack. I used to actually play blackjack when I was young. But then I started earning money and went, yeah, gambling's a waste. Which is a good mentality to have when you live in Las Vegas. Alright, and I do have the claw. Yes, I do. Good. So we're going to run around to the backside over here. And we're going to use the power cord, and it says, oh, what? That was unexpected. Okay, let's turn on our cheat sheet. Good, I'm glad I checked this before I started adding the other code. Look at the casinos out here and tell people that they weren't made with money they gave away. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Oh shoot, I can't read it. Gripping claw, power cord, all one word. That's why. Yeah, I mean, I nothing wrong with gambling in moderation. You know, if it's money that you can like absolutely live without, then that's great. But yeah, for those that are doing it to try and right themselves, that's always scary. But yeah, I think I probably said this before, but sorry if I'm repeating myself. But yeah, Lewis Black had this joke about that. The comedian, very funny comedian. He just said, if you go to Las Vegas, this is how you gamble in Las Vegas. And he goes, and this dates it because this is a long time ago, but he goes, you go up to the cashier and you ask for you buy a bucket of quarters. You know, that's when we had quarters. And he goes, what you do is you take that bucket of quarters, you go up to your hotel room, you dump it in the toilet, and then flush it. Now, if the toilet backs up and the quarters come back, congratulations, you're a winner. And that's basically the truth. I think that's pretty much it. Yep, I know. All right, so let's try this one more time. Yeah. Lewis has some great material. Okay, so grab power cord. Good. Okay, so he is grabbing it. We're good now. So let's finish this off. Now that we have the icon and the inventory item created, grab the power cord. Yeah. I went out and took some photos of Tropicana right before they closed it. Oh, nice. A buddy of mine is the bassist for the Prince cover band called Purple Rain, R-E-I-G-N. And he invited my wife and I out to see one of their last shows at the Tropicana. Since then, they moved over to the V over their Miracle Mile. But yeah, it was kind of sad. You know, I've seen tons of shows there. I saw one of my favorite things was I saw the Amazing Jonathan, who just unfortunately passed away in the past year. A fantastic magician comedian that I had the pleasure of meeting in person once, but I saw him perform at the Tropicana, and they didn't even give him like a stage. You know, they didn't give him like one of the theaters. They gave him like just this promptu like thing that they set at the top of the stairs, and they put seats in front of it. You know, that was so disrespectful. But he had just come off of his heart attack, you know, and he had lost so much weight because he had a terrible heart condition. But you know, just to see him in person, that was the second time I saw him perform. But and then later got to meet him. But yeah, and I just that theater alone, I saw several comedians over the years at Tropicana. But I'm gonna miss it. It was one of the few places that was actually on the Strip that you could still actually park in the parking lot and not have to pay. But that's gone. Okay, so GC add. Oh, inventory. That might help if I tell it what I want to add. Inventory. Add item. Cord. And I'll just say GC contacts power cord game object set active to false. That should be enough to test. It's not a cutscene, but that should at least show me that it's working correctly. Had a first date at Tropicana filming of the Let's Make a Deal TV show with Wayne Brady. So they filmed that, really? I never knew that they actually filmed that here in Las Vegas at any point. Yeah, I love that one point in Let's Make a Deal where Wayne starts singing. Oh, that never happens. Wayne Brady, absolutely amazingly talented guy. I bought his first and only album he ever released. Okay, it was just the first season? Gotcha. Yeah, my wife watches the reruns. Now, I guess it's canceled. The reruns of Whose Line Is It Anyway? And yeah, she laughs so hard. There it is. Look at that. First try and actually worked. It's a great tool for transferring power between the two rows. And you notice, look at that. It's gone. Look at that. Nice, first try. No, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Although, actually, I lost my collider. Oops. I lost the collider on the transmitter, so now he could just shapeshift right through it. Dunk, 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 dunk. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay, I might need to fix that. Oh, but I'll still take that as a victory. That, like you said, yeah, there you go. Is that thing actually there? I don't know. He's a ghost, or the transmitter is a ghost. But that's, yeah, I will chalk that up as a win anyways, because that was a first try. So now I just need to build out a cutscene for that, which is just more busy work than actual creation. Lost in Space becomes a bad Twilight Zone episode. Yeah, I don't think the IP holders would be very happy with that. You know, I think that fully falls under the you cannot break canon of the show. So I don't think that's going to be an option. But yeah, thank you. I like that. We're thinking out of the box, you know. We are at 10 after the hour. Yeah. You want me to wait a little while? I appreciate that. Yeah, no. We're not. We're not gonna kill off any main characters. We're actually not gonna kill off any characters. That's a different kind of show altogether. Look at that. You pull off again. Congratulations. All right, guys. Guess what? That is it. No, exactly. Ivy. No, of course not. Number one, I wouldn't want to. Number two, I'm not allowed to. You know, if I can't even make the Jupiter 2 fly to another planet, you know, or at least I can't make it fly home. I can't fly to another planet just because I can't afford to have a different planet with the budget. But we're not going to do anything terrible. Ivy, thank you. You have a great weekend as well. Killer Tofu, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Lucini's already gone to bed, but also thanks to all the other people that were hanging out with us today. We had quite a few visitors. That was awesome. Johnny Ree was here earlier. Johnny, hope you're doing well. But yeah, have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Let me do the obligatory sales pitch. For those that don't know or just dropping in just to say hello or just checking out what's going on, we are developing a point-and-click adventure game called Lost in Space, which is a TV show from the 60s and we are basically giving a 4th season to the show, where you get to play as Will, Dr. Smith, and Robot. The game, as you can see, is in total development right now. The demo is actually available right now on both Steam and itch. It's a relatively small demo, but it totally gives you an idea of the quality level we're shooting for, as well as kind of the tone of what the gameplay is going to be. So there you go. Give it a look. I do this Monday through Friday, as long as I can, from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. I let you do the translation wherever you are. And aside from that, have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Have yourself a good day, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And I think it's that time to open up the door and get attacked by Penny. If she's actually here, we'll see. Don't know if she's hiding downstairs. This could be, I don't know. This could be different. Let's see. Nope. Look at that. She dropped the ball. I am penniless. You believe this? Oh, here we go. Oh, jeez. There she is. You missed your cue. We have to go back to 1. We have to start over. You have to take another stab at that. You completely missed your cue. You were in the dressing room, right? You were doing makeup, weren't you? You were getting your makeup done? You're becoming such a prima donna. Penny Dama. That's it. You're just becoming such an actor. You just look at that. She's like, I come out of my trailer when I'm ready. Okay, that's it. Thanks again for hanging out. Great to chat with all of you fine people. Hope to see you all again next week. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Look